We extended the invitation and we have some honorable members from the County Assembly of Kitui.
Okay, let's see. Please, if you have members of the Public Accounts and Investments from Kitui, come on record.
Good morning, Chair. My name is Gabriel Monyao, Chairman, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, County Assembly of Kitui.
Thank you.
Good morning, members. My name is Mary Ndumbu, Vice Chair of the committee.
Good morning, members. My name is David Masak Munyao, member of the committee. Thank you.
My name is Paul Maluki, a member of this committee.
Is that all? Okay. There are others, staffers. You may need to stand so that I can have a good view of you.
My name is Joseph Kemote, clerk attached to the committee.
Good morning. Through the chair, my name is Lynn Zambi, Communications Officer, County Assembly of Kitui.
Okay. Is that all? I think everybody now is on record. Who is the gentleman on green? Did you introduce yourself? Or you are the executive? Now the governor, it's your turn to introduce yourself and your staff.
Chairman and members, my name is Julius Malombe, the governor for Kitui, and I came with a team which requests also to introduce themselves, starting
Please.
from my right.
Thank you.
And then left, and then behind us. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Senators, our governor, and all the members present. My name is Rose Motuku, the CCM in charge of trade, industries, MSMEs, and cooperatives, Kitui County Government. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Senators, Your Excellency, my name is Peter Kilonzo. I'm the County Minister in charge of Finance, Economic Planning and Revenue Management. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Through the Honorable Chair, Our Excellency the Governor, my name is CPA Peter Yoma. I'm the current acting CEO for Kikotech, Kitui County Textile Center. Thank you.
Okay.
Chair, we have not seen him.
You've not seen him? Okay, you might need maybe to stand so that I have a good view of you, CEO.
Through the Honorable Chair, Our Excellency the Governor, all protocols observed. My name is CPA Peter Yoma. I'm the current acting CEO for Kitui County Textile Center. Thank you.
Okay.
Chair and honorable members, good morning, everyone. My name is Dorothy Momanki. I'm the Kitui County Empowerment Fund Administrator.
Okay.
Honorable Chair and members, my name is Paul Ngei, the Chief Officer in charge of cooperatives, Kitui County Government. Thank you.
With your permission, Chairperson, Honorable Senators, Honorable Governor, and all members, my name is Grace Mutua. I'm the Chairperson, Kikotech Board of Directors. Good morning.
Through His Excellency the Governor, Chair, my name is Timothy Chalo, the County Attorney. Thank you.
Honorable members, through the Governor, I'm Samuel Mogi, Director Internal Audit, Kitui County.
Okay. That is almost all. Okay.
Through the chair, my name is Frederick Chalo, Governor's Aide. Thank you.
Thank you, Frederick. And my name is Jones Maruma, Senator representing Taita Taveta County. I'm the chair to this committee. Now let's administer oath.
Chair, let me also mention for the records, I'm the vice chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for making that. She's our newly elected vice chair to this committee. And she actually comes from Kitui. Let's administer oath to the governor.
I, Julius Malombe, Governor Kitui, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before this committee in respect of the matters before the committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Governor. Now, table, please, the responses and annexures that we shall rely on during this engagement.
Chair, Honorable Chair, I hereby table the following documents before the committee. Management responses and accompanying annexures for the following entities for financial year 2024-2025. 1, Kitui County Empowerment Fund, and 2, Kitui County Textile Center. Thank you.
Thank you. So in the preliminary Auditor General, did we get these responses before this engagement? We require that we get them in 7 days before this engagement.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to confirm that we received the responses and the annexures in good time. We had time to go through with the management, and we are ready to proceed.
Thank you. Clerk, did we get ours in good time?
Chair, I confirm the Office of the Clerk received documents from the county within the set timelines, and we are ready on our side.
Okay. County Assembly Honorable Mnyao Gabriel, have you looked at these audit documents, and do you have a report?
Yes, Chairman. We looked into the Kikotech report for 2024-2025, and we have not tabled our report because we did it a little bit late while we were at the close of the period that was required by the law. But now, for the empowerment fund, we are yet to look into the matter.
Okay, you are outside the timelines. You're supposed to look at them and table them before that 1st of March. We have a ruling by Justice Nga.
We are outside the deadline. But the timelines are actually the timelines, but we intend to still look into them, despite the time has elapsed, for the purpose of record and also for the future audit reports.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fair enough. If you had done so before the statutory timelines, we would have adopted also your reports so that we look side by side when we're doing our recommendations. They don't come into conflict with yours. But now that you didn't table, then we will do ours, and that's what we shall rely on.
Thank you.
So, Governor, we'll start with the Kitui County Empowerment Fund for financial year 2024-2025. We had done our report and tabled it to the Senate. And maybe the neatest way you can go through it, let's just go through the query, and then you get the response from the governor. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. This is the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kitui County Empowerment Fund for the financial year 2024-2025. The overall opinion is qualified. We had 2 issues. Under qualification, we have long outstanding receivables from exchange transactions. The audited financial statements reflect a current portion of long-term receivables balance of Kenya shillings 170,304,076 as disclosed in Note 4. However, due to critical loan performance issues, poor collections and non-disclosure of mandatory credit data, the accuracy and recoverability of this entire asset portfolio cannot be confirmed, Chair.
There is no other part you've left out further? There's
Chair.
no other part to that query?
Chair, Further, the financial statements did not disclose details relating to loan defaulters, interest accrued on outstanding loans, and penalties imposed on defaulters. In the circumstances, the recoverability and the accuracy of the current portion of long-term receivables balance of Kenya shillings 170,304,076 could not be confirmed, Chair.
Thank you. Governor, what is your response?
Chairman, let me ask the fund administrator to read our response.
All right.
Fund administrator, please.
Fund admin, where are you? I'm here. Okay, please, Sergeant, facilitate the fund administrator to respond.
Honorable Chair, allow me to read our response. This is the management response to the long outstanding receivables from exchange. Allow me to read, Chair. This is the management response to the question number 1 on long outstanding receivables from exchange transactions. The Kitui County Empowerment Fund is established and governed by PFM Act and the Kitui County Empowerment Fund Regulations 2021, which provides the legal basis for establishment of and management and accountability of the fund. The fund was gazetted under the Kenya Gazette Supplement number 1 of 1st March 2021. The principal mandate of the fund is to empower affirmative and other eligible groups within Kitui County through provision of affordable credit for business purposes. Funding of the fund. During financial year 2020-2021, Kenya shillings 180 million was appropriated to provide seed money for the fund. A total of Kenya shillings 160 of the appropriated amount was credited to the fund's account on various dates as shown in table 1 below, which I will read. Due to reported budgetary shortfalls, the balance of Kenya shillings 20 million of the Kenya shillings 180 million appropriated by the County Assembly was not transferred to KSF bank account. There is a table that you see in your report that we have 40 million that was transferred from the county treasury to the fund on 12th of May 2021, followed by another transaction that was transferred to the fund on 25th of June 2021, that was 60 million. On 31st of May 2022, we had another transaction of 20 million. And on 5th of July 2022, we received the last transaction of 40 million, totaling to 160 million to the fund. During its meeting with the Senate, PIC and Special Funds Committee in February 2024, the county government was advised not to credit more funds to KSF bank accounts and should not issue further loans owing to the low loan repayment rate by beneficiary groups. Disbursement. I'll give a brief history on how the funds were disbursed. The fund disbursed loans totaling to 150 million to a total of 2,801 groups across the county. These loans were issued between June 2021 and August 2022 as shown in table 2 below, which you will find in your report. Table 2 below shows a summary of loan disbursements for the period in between June 2021 and August 2022. You realize that in June 2021, a total of 850,000 Kenya shillings was disbursed. In November 2021, a total of 3 million was disbursed to 54 groups. In February 2022, 478 beneficiary groups were given loans worthy 25 million. In March 2022, 789 groups were issued loans worth 43.4 million. In April 2022, 325 beneficiary groups benefited from the loans from the fund worth 16.4 million. In May 2022, 36 groups benefited from loans worth 1.9. In July 2022, 362 groups were issued with loans worth 19.4 million. In August 2022, which was the electioneering year, 742 groups were issued with loans worth 39.8 million. A total of 150 million was issued to beneficiary groups across the county. I continue to read, Chair. A total of 2,732 loans amounting to 146,220,000 were disbursed during the period between February and August 2022. The accounts for this accounts for 97.3% of the total loans disbursed by the fund. Between July and August 2022, a total of 1,104 loans amounting to 59.29 Kenya shillings were issued, amounting to 39.4% of total loans issued. It is to be noted that the time when these loans were disbursed coincided with the 2022 electioneering period. A detailed schedule of the loan disbursements showing names of beneficiaries that most group members were not informed about the obligation to repay the loans. Number 3, the projects for which the loans were disbursed were not properly assessed for bankability, and currently some of these projects have collapsed, while others are unable to generate sufficient cash flows to support loan repayment. I continue to read. There were no follow-ups to ensure that the funds disbursed were invested in the projects listed as having emanated from the groups. The groups visited by the Secretariat, which is the team that I work with, established that a significant number of generating activity. Instead, they opted to share out the loan monies amongst their members. That is feedback from some of the groups visited. I continue to read. The high turnover of fund administrators during the initial years of its operations interrupted the continuity and effective administration of the fund. The fund had 4 different fund administrators in a period of 2 years. I am chair. You may not. I am actually the 5th fund administrator. I continue to read. Amounts credited into the bank as loan repayments could not be reconciled with the repaying groups due to lack of unique identification code. We realized that when some of the groups began repaying, we could cite some credits in the account which could not be tagged to any group. And so with that noticed, we went ahead and established a unique code for each group, such that if a group pays, we'll be able to know which group has paid and reconcile with the outstanding loans. That is, granted the challenges above, the fund administrator has employed the following measures in the recovery of the outstanding loans. Number one is the unique codes that we established to be able to reconcile repayments by the groups in our books of account. Number two, beneficiary groups have been advised to continue using the already existing pay bill number established with Equity Bank for convenience of repaying the outstanding loans through M-Pesa. And the number is given there. Fund management established this pay bill for convenience of the group, such that they may not need to travel to the bank to repay their loans, and they can pay at the comfort of wherever they have. Number three, acquisition of a verifiable official mobile number attached to the fund, as shown in your report, to facilitate communication with the beneficiary groups for the fund contact authentication. And the phone number is given there. And the fund has also done calls to the groups to sensitize them that the monies given were actually loans and they ought to repay. Then reminding the groups that were visited were also reminded that there are consequences of non-repayment of the loans, which include sale of security, although you may realize that most of the loans given, actually all the loans given did not require a collateral, as you see in the attached schedule. The KSF Secretariat shared information with the groups with the outstanding loans, indicating to them that other groups were paying and others had repaid their loans. So what the team did when they went on the ground, they would share experiences for the groups that had already completed repaying the loans to those other groups that still have outstanding loans, so that they can see that there are others who are repaying, to just urge them to repay the loans. Then we've also embarked on sending of bulk SMS to the beneficiary groups as a reminder, which is released once to the groups to remind them to repay the outstanding loans. Then next point is on issuance of demand notices. The fund is issuing demand notices to the beneficiary groups so that it serves as a reminder of the outstanding loan and as well as urging them to repay the loans. I continue to read. The fund administration has also considered recovering the outstanding loans as civil debts through the courts as provided for under Regulation 28(3)(d) of the fund regulations. However, the anticipated high financial costs of the recovery process and the indigent nature and financial deprivation of most members of the beneficiary groups has limited the probability of success of this option. Then, in conclusion, given the efforts expended to date in recovering the loans and the negligible results the same have yielded, the sustainability of the fund is doubtful. In this regard, major restructuring of the fund, including treating the outstanding loans as bad debts and winding up of the fund, are options that warrant consideration. The fund manager, that is the fund administrator, has considered this option. With the board having been constituted, the matter will be tabled as a substantial agenda for consideration. So that is that. Now that the board is in place, this option can be considered. I continue to read. The principal objective of the fund of empowering affirmative and other eligible groups through provision of affordable credit to improve their economic well-being and livelihoods can equally be achieved through other projects and programs provided such that such projects and programs are provided, designed, and operationalized, are properly designed and operationalized and implemented. So what we are saying is that the empowering of the groups can still be achieved through other programs and projects if they are properly designed and operationalized and implemented. Thank you. That's number one.
Governor, members, I think we've heard, and Senator Kavindu wanted to ask a question. So,
Chair, what I was asking.
Unless the governor wants to add something.
I've already.
There, but does the fund manager and her team know exactly where those groups are? The list you have provided here, are they imaginary groups? Are they there? Is it just a cooked data?
I think that's an important question. CEO, have you verified that those groups actually exist?
Chair, those groups are real groups. Those loans, as at the time we visited the groups to follow up on repayments, a few of them were dormant. Some of them were still in existence and still having meetings. Those meetings that groups usually have to discuss the activities that they do. So the groups are there. Only that now, only that for us at today, I cannot confirm that they are still there.
Now
I have to go on the ground to do so.
Just one after the other one. Senator Kavindu.
Yeah, Chair, I needed to know if you were the one who was there when these loans were being given. Were you in the office?
Yes.
So you can you can attest to that.
I don't think she was in office.
She wasn't.
She had
just a minute, please. We can just speak in turns.
Okay.
Excuse me. We can just speak in turns. Governor.
Yeah, I don't think she was in office. She had just read in the response she was reading that there have been 5 fund administrators. She's the 5th. So she was not there when some of these
What is the
groups
term
were
for a fund administrator under this act?
Yeah, I think it's 3 years renewable, but the turnover has been very high. Because
How do they move out of the fund? Is it through resignation and it's sacked by the board?
Yeah, resignation. Maybe.
Governor, how are you thinking? Because if there are fund managers who have left the fund due to the resignation, you say yes. Some have left through resignation. Some have been removed by the board, so that we are accurate.
We can compile that. Why did each one of them leave? Maybe let's hear from the fund
CEO.
manager who is there now.
Yes.
Whether they can give exact reasons why each of the
Madam
four.
Fund Manager, how did the rest
Chair,
leave? Just a minute.
I'm still following with my question so that she can answer.
It's okay.
Because the fund manager confirmed to me that she is the one who was there. But governor says that she's not the one. Which is which? Were you the one who was there during the disbursement of these funds to the groups?
Okay.
Through the chair, honorable member, Senator for Machakos, I confirm that the governor is partially right, because at the time I came, groups groups that were vetted to be given loans worth 92 million had already been vetted by the time I came into the office. But during the issuance of the loans, I was in the office. So the governor is partially right.
So you are the person who disbursed the funds?
Yes.
All right.
That was exactly my question. Thank you.
Has been answered.
Governor, she has answered well. She's the one
Senator
who dispatched the funds.
Senator Mbugua.
Thank you, Chair. I think the fund administrator is being very honest, and I'm happy with your answer. But I want you to clarify two things, because now you've said you are there. I'm referring you to regulations of this, the regulations for this fund, number 24, on the loan issuance.
Where are you reading, Senator?
No, I was just searching the regulations. They are not there, but...
Okay.
So, on the loan insurance fund manager, there is this requirement that the board shall insure all the loans advanced from the fund with an insurance company pre-qualified to offer insurance services to the county government. Number 2, the board shall deduct a one-off amount from the loan proceeds to pay the loan insurance. Did you follow this whatever regulation when you are issuing the money?
Thank you, Honorable Member. Through the chair, I can confirm that the 1% was deducted upfront before issuance of the loans, and I can as well confirm that the loans were insured. The only issue here is that the loans were expected to be repaid within a period of 1 year, which did not happen. Thank you.
What were you insuring against?
What were the terms of the insurance? I thought you are insuring, it's a 1 year thing. So if it is not paid within the 1 year, then you follow the insurance.
The insurance was not insuring the bad debts. It was insuring members in case of disability and a member is unable to repay the loan. Thank you.
A new table that cover which you took to the committee for us to ascertain what you are telling us.
We can provide later. I do not have a copy here, but we can provide that copy.
Chair.
Senator Siango.
From the same regulations, number 24(1). A successful applicant shall offer a collateral which in the view of the board is sufficient to secure the loan. Did that happen?
Honorable Member, through the chair, I confirm that the same regulation says loans worth amounts less than 200,000 do not require a collateral or a security. None of the loans issued amounts to amount that is above 200,000. Thank you.
All right. Senator Kisang.
What does the law say about loans, Chair? Sorry,
yes.
Chair. Through you, Chair. What does the main law say about loans?
Which main law?
The national
that
law.
established this fund?
No.
No, by the way, when you come to the national law, and I'm still consulting with the legal counsel, PFMA section 205 does not allow us to make these regulations. It is just supposed to be CS Treasury. So we are still looking at section 205 because I want to read the specific clause. So
that's exactly what I'm asking, so that we can see if their law is in line with the main law. If it's not in line with the main law, then what happens?
So let me read that the powers, that is section 205 of PFMA, powers of the Cabinet Secretary to make regulations. Cabinet Secretary may make regulations not inconsistent with this Act, respecting any matter that is necessary or convenient to be prescribed under this Act, or for the carrying out of or giving effect to this act. Is that it? Legal?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes, please. The two of you can come on record.
I thought Chimera is already on record. My name is William Gisang, Senator from Elgeyo Marakwet County and a member of this committee. Chair, I just wanted to find out, I don't know if somebody has asked that question earlier, if this particular fund, if there is a local law that has been done by the Kitui County that would have enabled them to do their own regulations instead of using the BFM Act.
Administrator?
Yeah, I thought I was coming on record.
Oh, you know, he asked a question. And
I will only come on record. No
Okay,
question.
please.
My name is Senator Chimera. I come from Kwale County. Member of this committee. Chair, I must say I'm conflicted. The county attorney is my good friend, and the CC is my mother. So I have no questions today.
Okay, interesting. Administrator?
Chair, I confirm that we have the Kitui County Empowerment Fund Regulations 2021, which honorable member has a copy in the small folder that he's holding.
I said an act.
No, we do not have an act. Okay. We are operating through the regulations.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So we'll go through that contention, legal counsel, that regulations cannot only be made by the CS, but we still need to dig in on other issues. Yes?
If I may interject, Chair.
Yes, Governor.
I think the PFM Act allows the CCM finance of a county to establish a fund. And the CCM finance can then, through the county assembly, make regulations under that framework. So the CS National Treasury should deal with the funds which they themselves establish at the national government level. I think here it doesn't apply, in my view.
Okay. Now, Fund Administrator and Governor, we have seen the list of beneficiaries.
Chair,
Just a minute.
there was a hand from the legal. Can you give an opportunity?
No, I'll give opportunity.
respond?
I will. Yeah. So we just wanted evidence that there's some effort to collect the money. What is the evidence? You've indicated that there are some visits that you've done to the groups. When you make a visit, how would we know that there's a visit done, you know, to a group that was given funds? Is it in form of minutes, you know, where the attendees are the fund administrator or people from the fund, from the secretariat? What proof can you show us that you followed through to collect this money? Or any correspondences? You know, phone calls, the shortcoming with phone calls is that we can't record them. But you need a paper trail, some communication trail, emails, you know, but there could be groups in the village. So do you have minutes, any evidence, photos with the groups?
Yes, Chair, I can confirm that after visiting the groups, we have prepared a report, and we have made the groups to sign on the demand letter issued. They have signed.
Can we have,
Yes,
can
we
you cite
have.
them here?
Yes,
Just cite one of them.
we have one attached there, and
Cite
we
it.
have them on our file
Cite it.
in
we
the
have
office.
file here.
In the file.
Yeah, I'm saying, this is your response. Can you cite that evidence? The letters, the correspondences. Remember, you're talking about 160 million belonging to the people of Kitui. And the auditor is querying that there is no effort to collect the money. And he has raised concerns regarding recoverability of the debts. So let's look at recoverability and of course sustainability. That's what the auditor is raising.
Chair, it's part of the report next to Annex 2.
Annex 2.
Check where there is Annex 2, behind Annex 2. There is a demand letter copy.
In Annex 2, there is a schedule, there's a list of beneficiaries.
Then there is bulk SMS sample, and then there is a demand letter sample.
Okay,
Annexed,
bulk.
attached.
Okay, I'm seeing
Yes.
that.
There is a sample
Bulk,
attached.
SMS/email and demand letter. Okay. Okay. So this bulk SMS was sent to who? Emangute. It was sent to which group?
It was it's a bulk SMS sent to the groups with outstanding loans
Okay.
through our ICT department.
And these are Gmail. So it's from the Gmail to the groups.
No, from the bulk SMS platform.
Okay. Kitui County message, dear member. All right, all right. I can see that. So is that all? You just send a text, bulk SMS. Is that proof enough that you are making effort towards getting that money? Yes, Auditor?
Thank you, Chair. I think when assessing recoverability, it's very important to get acknowledgement from those who you owe, that they are saying, yes, we agree, we owe you this much. We have not seen any evidence of that. So in the absence of that, Chair, which we call in audit circularization, data circularization, that acknowledgement will be very important in confirming that those listed there actually are aware and are repaying the amounts. And Chair, I think if you allow me, I need to comment on the proposal to write off because maybe that's the direction they are going. But it's important that they do so in compliance with Section 150 of the PFM Act and also Regulation 141 and 151 of the PFM, which require that the accounting officer, before writing off, should have reasonable steps to recover. And I think that's what you're referring to, Chair, that the debts have failed and that loss was not caused by fraud, willful negligence, or misconduct of a public officer. The same regulation also goes on to say an officer responsible remains personally liable to the recoverable amount regardless of write-off if there was negligence in the case of issuing loans to people who you're not sure are going to be to repay back. Thank you, Chair.
I think that's very important information, very important information. So, did you hear that, Governor?
Yes, I've heard.
That what we have here is not enough to show that there is some effort. We need them to acknowledge that there is follow-up and that they are owed that money and they need to pay.
Yeah. I mean, if some information has been provided, which we are just reviewing, the bulk SMS, the demand note, various meetings which have been held with the groups, so that can be demonstrated. It's only because that was not specifically asked. Otherwise, we will have compiled the information and data.
Just go through that, Section 116.
Thank you, Chair. Section 116 of the PFM, power to establish other county public funds. A county executive committee member for finance may establish other public funds with the approval of the CEC and county assembly. For every county public fund established, the CECM, member of finance, shall designate a person responsible for administering that fund. The administrator of a county public fund shall ensure that the earnings of accruals to a county public fund are retained in the fund. The administrator of a county public fund shall ensure that money held in the fund, including any earnings or accruals, it's a long one, Chair.
Okay.
And if I may just, talk to the county attorney, Regulations may provide for establishment, management, operations, or winding up of a county public funds under this section. Meaning, this section that talks about the establishment of the fund should have regulations, right? And normally, regulations are developed to give effect to a section of a law, right? So that section of that law is what we are referring to now, the Mother Act of the county. Because every county has the specific laws on how to govern public funds. So, and section 205, if I may read, Council, while I'm still on my feet.
No, it's me. It's through me.
Pardon?
The chair.
Through the chair, sorry, through the chair. Section 205 is very specific. It gives the powers to the minister, the cabinet secretary. Let me read that verbatim. Powers of the cabinet secretary to make regulations. The cabinet secretary may make regulations not inconsistent with this act, representing any matter that is necessary or convenient to be prescribed under this act for the carrying out or giving effect to this act. So this act is very clear that the only person who has powers to make regulations when quoting this act is the cabinet secretary. And this is not the only county, Chair. We have seen this before. Many counties have come with their regulations and they have been citing the PFM Act. And what we've advised them by virtue of these two sections is that they go back and regularize it to either have a county-specific legislation that they can come up with regulations and for the fund, or just establish a specific statute to manage the fund rather than do it under regulations. So that now when you're coming up with the regulations, also the regulations are under that act.
Just the, okay, legal counsel.
Chair, if I may, through you, the most supreme law on matters public finance is the Public Finance Management Act. This act requires the CCM to do two things to make regulations: to get the approval of the CEC, that is the County Executive Committee, and the approval of the County Assembly. If Kitui County or any other county for that matter were to go and make their own law on public finance, what else would they provide for other than that which is in the PFM? The CCM finance is the equivalent of the CS Treasury for the national government. The PFM under Section 110 and Section 116 is very clear on the funds that the CCM finance can make and the process that they shall follow in making those funds. But Chair, maybe this may not be the right forum for us to agree on whether we have to make a law or not, but I agree with your sentiments. It's a learning curve. This is a conversation we can have, but at this moment, Section 116 of PFM allows CCM to make these regulations. Thank you.
Yeah, and the way I know it, you cannot make regulations for a law that is not written. I think we start from making policies. After the policies, then you come up with a law. After a law, then we make attendant regulations. Attendant regulations from the law that you've made. And we cannot really make laws. From my pedestrian view, you cannot make regulations from a law that is national government. The only person who can make regulations, whether county or national government, regulations from a national law, is the CS. But you know that is not the problem, Governor. Our problem is there's 160 million lying somewhere. Minus 5 million, 155 million lying somewhere. We want to know if that money is safe and how we will recover that money. To us as a committee, that is what is really important. I think legal counsel will make a brief on this. We'll make a brief on this. And whatever you've said is helpful. Whatever legal counsel in the county attorney said is very useful. You know, knowledge is negotiated. But when it's a matter of a law, then we'll read the law and understand it. If you are arguing on who is right and who is wrong, we can negotiate on that. But when it is a law that is written, then we'll just look at it and make a way forward. So legal counsel will make a brief on that. Then we'll see how to approach it on all the counties, how to approach that matter. Vice Chair.
Chair, if I remember the last time this issue came before this committee, I think we had made a request to ESCC. Is ESCC here today?
Yes, he's here.
Yes.
Christine Mweu is here.
We had meant a request to the ESCC to pick it up because, Chair, I remember, if my memory is not failing me, we did. Because this issue and a request to do away with 150 million and the 70 is not little money. And people were holding office responsibility to explain how this money will be recovered.
Yeah, we'll not write off this money. Okay, before I do that, maybe, Christine, do you have view of this issue? Yes, see?
Yes, I am aware that the matter is still under investigations, but I can prepare a comprehensive report to this committee. Thank you.
Yeah, and when you're meeting ESCC on 27th of August, remind us to bring it up also and see the status of the progress of the investigations.
Well guided,
Okay.
Chair.
Yeah, but I must say this as a person who is not new in Jerusalem, that all the time counties want to empower their people, the vulnerable groups, the women, the PWDs, and the youths. And even the national government has also attempted. In 2005, I think, thereabouts, we had Youth Enterprise Fund, we've had Women Enterprise Fund, we've had very many funds. And these are some of the challenges that they face. But we'll not leave this money just to disappear. Some counties are just giving that money, you know, in terms of grants, you know, 50,000, 100,000, like that. To me, this fund is the most sustainable way of making sure that we form revolving funds so that if you're empowered as a group, then you're able to pay that money so that other groups can access that money. It's a beautiful way of empowering groups. I don't know the best way of making them, you know, sustainable, because the way it is, it's not sustainable. And from the response, Governor, you've indicated that this money was given during electioneering period, you know, maybe to entice people to do their campaigns. It's very unfortunate if that's what was happening, or it was just a coincidence that the law was passed in 2021 and maybe then 2021-22 was the time to disburse the loans. But your observation, Governor, through your fund administrator, is that it was very curious that the months leading towards the elections, that is when most of the money was disbursed. It's quite unfortunate. So this matter, will leave it and keep it in view, because then right away we might not be able to flog it further. But Governor, we need evidence, real evidence in terms of meetings that you have followed through the payment of this money. And also we want further evidence moving forward that you are also following up on the payment of this money. Otherwise, this audit query would still remain outstanding.
Chair.
Yes, Vice Chair.
May I make a request? Maybe this one is to the governor. Would the county, or is the county in a position to expand the scope of your insurance to cover the loans too? Is it possible for the county to expand their insurance so that it covers?
In fact, if I'm to add on that question which was asked by Senator Mbugua,
Yes.
that if you have insurance on the loans, what were we insuring against? Is it deaths or non-functionality of the projects that were being carried out? I think it is deaths. So is there any person who took a loan as an individual who maybe died and the insurance is supposed to pay? Have we followed through as a county so that you answer both?
I think we have to look at, as Senator Bugwa indicated, you know, there is something he asked. What were the terms of the insurance? So unless we look specifically what the terms of the insurance were, we may not be able to say you can expand this term, because maybe it was not expandable. And usually insurance is for a period, a year. Once a year comes to an end, you can't, unless you pay another premium, and so forth and so on. So I think there, our hands are tied, really. But we need to look at the terms of the insurance and see what scope it can provide. If I may come back, Mr. Chairman.
For the same question,
yeah.
Because the fund manager is there or administrator is there, she should be able to answer that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Then you can make your
better
comment.
answer.
Then you can make your comment and then we wind up.
Thank you, Chair. I had answered this, but I'll again go again. I stated that the insurance covered for inability to pay by a member, not inability in terms of not wanting to pay, but if a member has died or if a member has got has had an accident and is incapacitated that way. So that member, the portion, it is believed that if, for example, a loan of 50,000 is given to a group of 10 people, if one member dies and a group has reported, then it was expected that that portion, which is supposed to be repaid by this member, is the one that the insurance would repay. And the scope of the insurance is, I don't think it can be expanded. As the governor explained clearly, the insurance was actually for a period of 1 year, unless we go back and now restructure the loans and take another insurance.
So the loans are supposed to be repaid within 1 year?
Yes.
Okay.
Chair.
Now just another
Chair,
question.
just a second.
Yes.
The explanation by the fund manager about that insurance is wanting. Some of us have background in insurance. So I think it would be fair to bring that policy, because from where I come from, there is no cover like what you have explained, fund manager. Kindly provide this, our secretariat, with that policy, because I don't think it's a legal policy.
Yes.
To me, Chair, hii ni ilikuwa unjanja. Wacha hii EACC wachukulie.
Yes, Governor, yeah, you wanted to say something about
There's a point I wanted to make, both as a citizen of this country and, of course, Governor now, that as people of this country, we need to look at these funds. The Youth Enterprise Fund, the Women Enterprise Fund, the Weather Fund. If we all look at them and even release EACC to look at them, we have not succeeded. But that's the short and tall of it. They have all not succeeded. But the aim usually is to empower people who otherwise cannot go into a bank and get a loan, who don't have security, the kind of women groups, the people at the bottom of the financial pyramid and economic pyramid. And that's the reason why when we were rationalizing the response to give to Senate, the one which was read by the fund administrator, we broached the notion and idea of recovering this is as much as it is desirable, much as people in finance, in accounting, in other lines, would like us to follow this and recover it. That's the reason why we said maybe we learn from this. The ones who were in office then, they tried. It's proved difficult. I can tell you the county government has put money and put teams to go and talk to those people, including our sub-county, ward, and village administrators. And getting this money repaid is almost impossible, if not just impossible. And the other funds we have talked about, national, they have those problems. And I don't know whether even the EACC was released to look at those people, because you won't get very far.
No, we're talking about this fund, Governor.
Yeah, I know.
This one for Kitui.
I know, but
yeah,
we must
other forums
draw parallels with others which is happening. We are being brought into PFM Act and so forth and so on.
We want the effort.
Yeah, but
On this fund.
this one, I'm just saying, when you look at it, really, the way it was designed and the way it operated, trying to say now let's recover, and we have suggested such groups should be reached through projects designed differently, formulated differently, and implemented in a different way. That's one lesson to draw from here.
Okay.
But we hear you, and we are also there, and ourselves, we have not said conclusively should be written off, because we know the difficulties in adopting that kind of thing. But we have said we've almost reached a dead end. Thank you.
Vice Chair, you want to say something because I want to wind up?
Chair, I think we concluded.
Actually, the fund was designed to fail. Yes. This fund was designed to fail. And yes, Senator Kisang, you want to say something?
You know, Chair, this is where we have this problem across all the counties. And I think most of the time, the governors who started these things, especially most of them were being started close to election. And you know, the people assumed this is just a token. Maybe to advise the governor, if he wants to continue with it, then maybe he needs to partner with the bank. You know, when you partner with the bank, and they give out the loans on your behalf and collaterals. The only problem that you have is you've said in your regulations, anything below 200,000, there is no collateral. So basically, everybody will borrow below 200. You know, as a catch. So, Chair, I was just saying, maybe we need to move on, and the auditor should give this in view, and then we continue as they continue. Otherwise, then the best thing to do is to stop operating it, but pursue, because 160 million or 120 million is equivalent to what we used to get in National Assembly as a CDF, and it used to do a lot of work.
A constituency, true.
Yeah, but yes.
Senator Mbugo, you want to say something?
No, Chair. I was just saying before we close this matter, it would be important to hear the representatives of the people, the members of the assembly, because they know these issues better than we. What is their view of the same?
Before I give Munyao to respond on behalf of the committee, I think I picked something from Senator Kisang that we need to conceptualize these funds better, like the way Youth Enterprise Fund was conceptualized. They were giving the money through intermediaries, like banks and SACCOs. And you know, banks can really follow on money and SACCOs to make sure that that money is repaid. And we should really, as Kitui, also think about how we can empower our vulnerable groups. We should not stop it at that we ban giving money to groups because then money is getting lost. We must really conceptualize and see the best way of, you know, giving the money to the groups. Even a pen like this one, you don't ban them and don't stop using them, but can potentially be very dangerous. You know, I can prick my vice chair's eye, but we still use them. So we don't stop giving money because of these challenges. We need to make these issues work. Munyao, were you there during this era where you decided as county assembly to allow the county executive to give money?
Not really, Chairman. I wasn't a member of county assembly. The one who was a member of county assembly, the CCM finance.
Yes. We have some of the people still here. Yes.
As a county assembly members, we can really be of help to the fund administrator if we can get the records of the beneficiaries of the funds. We know these are people, they could be somewhere in our society, and we can also help in sensitize our people to pay the money if it is possible, because if the money is repaid, we can have the funds go to projects in our places, in our wards, So we can, if involved, you can be of help in getting the money collected from the beneficiaries.
We will not fear reprisals from the electorate as an assembly.
We will not do enforcement. We'll actually talk to our people on the benefits of paying this money, because actually it's like a revolving fund. They just pay and still can take another loan.
Thank you. That's very useful. But Governor, I think we need to constitute a board.
Chair,
Yeah,
I
you
have
said
an
you're-
issue with that.
Yeah, but we need to make progress, Vice Chair. We really need to make progress.
Yeah, but I think I have an issue with that because since these monies were dispersed, it's now 2026.
So you're
And
saying it's too late to try?
only to try.
Yes, we must try. We want this money collected. So it doesn't matter the amount
After
of
how
time.
many years, Chair?
But you cannot let the money go, isn't it? Yeah, she has suggested something. Go through it and see how it can help. But also, Governor tried to constitute some board to recover the money, to try and recover the money. And it should not be an expensive board, because then if it is too expensive, then you use 20, 30 million to collect 60 million. Okay? To go hand in hand with what ESCC is doing, investigating if we misused public money to do campaigns. If there's anybody who is a culprit, that culprit must be brought to book. Okay? So members, I think you can flog this horse further. We need to go to the other report. That is the report on Kikotech. Where is it? We took a lot of time because of the amount of funds involved, 160 million. Auditor, go through the report on Kikotech, the basis for opinion.
Thank you, Chair. This is the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kitui County Textile Center for the financial period 2024-2025. The overall opinion is qualified. Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
The first observation is on unconfirmed property, plant, and equipment balance. The statement of financial position reflects property, plant, and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 55,509,579, which, as disclosed in Note 13 to the financial statements, include land, motor vehicles, buildings, and infrastructure with unknown value, which were transferred from the county government of Kitui. However, ownership documents and valuation reports were not provided for audit review. Further, an extension of the factory with an estimated value of Kenya shillings 5 million constructed by the county government of Kitui had not been operationalized, having been completed 5 years ago. In the circumstances, the accuracy, completeness, existence, and ownership of the property, plant, and equipment balance of Kenya shillings 55,509,579 could not be confirmed, Chair.
Governor.
Mr. Chairman, let me request the CEO of Kikotex to read our response.
Yes, go ahead.
The Honorable Chairman, I'm going to read the response. The CCM responsible for trade and industry provide letter reference CGKTI MTI CC Kikotech Volume 2 103 dated 30th July 2026, constituted a team comprising of officers drawn from the county ministries of trade and finance, as well as Kikotech management, to initiate the process of the acquisition ownership documents for all Kikotech assets The team was tasked with, among other things, the construction of the procurement and the payments documents.
Am I having the right document?
Yes, Chair. Yeah. Chair, you know, maybe those of you who were not in this committee before, the county had come to the committee and gave the earlier the response that is on page 3, and then there was recommendations that the committee made, and the responses now on page 4 going forward. So
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That's why it was good to.
I think it's a good way of handling it. We are doing it differently at CPAC. So I think this is beautiful.
Yeah.
So Governor, just go ahead. That is the CEO.
Yeah, let him continue.
Just start.
Chair,
Yes.
before we go on,
Yes, Vice Chair.
because I think I was there when this recommendation was made, could the CEO confirm to this committee that he is the CEO or he is still acting?
No, it's just okay.
Is he a substantive CEO?
Okay, it's a preliminary issue. We had the acting CEO when this issue was being considered. He's still acting, I think. So you want to go
Let
through
him
that?
confirm.
Yes.
Yes, the Honorable Chair, I'm still the acting CEO.
Okay. For
Yeah.
how long?
Since May 2024.
Okay. Governor's challenge. No, section 34 of the Public Service Act.
The challenge, Chair, there was another CEO, and around 2024, members of the Senate who are in the Public Investment Committee and Special Funds will recall when we came for this particular institution, that is Kikotex, we got to a point where we're not sure whether to continue with the Kikotex or not, or whether it should be wound up. And even the Senate committee, I think that was the last point, if Senator Betty Sengo will remember, they say they will come to Kitui and visit the Kikotex establishment. We waited and they never came. And from the discussion which was held here, and then the auditors had released a report where Kikotex had made a loss of 90 million Kenya shillings for the financial year 2021-2022. And then in the auditor's report, they also indicated a going concern of Kikotex is in doubt. And together with what was discussed with the Senate here and the auditor's report, it cast a cloud over the head of Kikotex. And therefore, we had the CEO was there, he left after his period came to an end. Then
when did the period come to an end?
I think sometimes in 2024, before he started acting. Then he was put there on acting basis, and we have not, because of the cloud.
The question is,
yeah,
why is he acting from 2024?
Yeah, I'm just telling you because there was a cloud over the continuity of this particular.
Yeah, it's okay. But then he's acting for more than 6 months.
Yes.
Why can't you hire a substantive CEO?
Yeah, we could not hire because of the lack of clarity on the bankability, viability of Kikotex. So
Who is
what
paying-
we have
who is paying the CEO
what
now?
we have opted is after 6 months, of course, we are not paid acting allowance.
Yes.
And people have acted for long. I'm sorry to take you to national government.
No. The law.
That-
Law.
that-
It
that-
doesn't make it right when other people are doing the wrong thing.
Chair.
Yeah,
Chair.
but what we are
Chair.
saying,
Yes. Just
we
let-
could
let
not
the governor end.
appoint him substantively because of the uncertainty which was
But
created.
who is paying the CEO now?
Yeah, he's being paid actually from
By Kikotech.
Kikotech.
So what is the challenge of hiring a substantive
First of all, if
CEO
you hire
of
a
Kikotech?
new one, you pay more.
So
With
now
the
you
money
are-
you are not generating as.
That is even worse.
So we are also avoiding that.
Chair.
Yes, Senator Kavindu.
Chair, Your Excellency, the law is very clear. One acts for only 6 months and is either confirmed, or if he doesn't qualify, you take him out, you bring another one. But you cannot hire somebody and keep him there from 2024 to date on an acting basis. He also needs a salary and he's working. He needs to be paid. I mean, what does, can we hear the
Is it
law? The law is
34
very clear.
Of Public Service Act, 34, I
Yeah,
think.
kindly, just read the law.
It's okay. It's okay.
And
It's okay.
this is-
Chair, I wanted
It's
to raise,
okay.
Chair, I wanted to raise
Yes.
a point of order.
Yes.
You know what we are discussing is not
The query.
the issue.
That's what I wanted to really say.
You know, with these are labor laws, so let
Yeah.
the Minister of Labor go for the governor, and
Yeah.
we do our own job here.
It was just a preliminary objection. It was a preliminary issue raised by Senator Kavindu. So we are saying this, yeah? We'll give you some 3 months to hire a substantive CEO, because then he's now being paid by the, yes, or confirmed. Now hiring includes confirming. Because it's an unfair, it does not illegalize it or criminalize it, but it's an unfair labor practice, okay? It's just an unfair labor practice that you have somebody on acting capacity for that long without allowances. So 3 months, please make sure you have a substantive CEO. Now let's look at the numbers. Just go through the response, please.
Okay, the Honorable Chair. I'll continue. The team was tasked with, among other things, we are in page 4. Page 4. The team was tasked with, among other things, the reconstruction of the procurement and payments documents relating to the assets associated with Kikotech, with a view to establish the ownership and original cost of these assets. The team, in its preliminary report, has been able to reconstruct procurement or payment documents for assets whose original cost is Kenya shillings 164 million. These assets are in broad categories such as buildings, plant and machinery, ICT and computer accessories, furniture and fittings, and other infrastructure works. Attached here, the team's appointment letter and its preliminary report in Annex 2.
Go ahead.
Number 2, Kikotech Management engaged a qualified valuer on 12th May 2026 to conduct a full valuation of all its assets. The objective of the evaluation was to establish the true fair values of the assets for the accounting purposes. According to the evaluation report, the true fair value of the assets as at 18th June 2026 was Kenya shillings 104 million. The valuation report by the valuers was submitted to the Auditor General for verification via letter of reference CG Volume 2 dated 30th July 2026. Find attached the forwarding letter, which is Annex 3, the valuation report, and the valuation report, Annex 4. Number 3, Roman 3. With the verification and the reconstruction of ownership documents ongoing, Kikotech Management has prepared an updated asset register based on the report of the valuation exercise undertaken. The updated asset register was submitted to the Auditor General via letter of CG Volume 2, 45, dated 30th June 2026. 30th July 2026. Find attached the updated asset register marked Annex 5. Roman 4. In the financial statement for the financial year ended 30th June 2026, the accounting officer has adjusted the Kikotech assets values to reflect the true value and fair value as per the evaluation report. This adjustment will be confirmed by the Auditor General in the current audit cycle. Roman 5. The accounting officer has prepared an asset register showing asset categories and asset fair values as prescribed by the Public Sector Accounting Standards Board. The accounting officer confirms that the asset register is complete and accurate as required by Section 149, subsection 2(0) of the Public Management Act, CAF 412A. Thank you, the Honorable Chair.
Thank you. Auditor, what is still outstanding in this query?
Chair, we received the documents and the adequacy of this and the accounting treatment will be verified during the upcoming audit planned for September next month. The documents, like the valuation was done in May 2026. In May 2026, we'll also have a look at the ownership documents that will be ready by the time we are concluding the audit in September. Yeah.
But they are ready, and you said you engaged.
We engaged, but the process is still ongoing. Yeah.
So just before I let others centers comment, on part 3, you have said that, Governor, the verification and reconstruction of documents, ownership documents, ongoing. With the verification and reconstruction of ownership documents ongoing, Kikotech Management has prepared an updated asset register. Are those two things really, can they survive in the same sentence? When you are still verifying, and then you say you have an updated asset register? I don't think so. If you are still verifying, you cannot have an updated asset register.
Yes, Chair. These are the issues that we have not been able to conclude upon. The Kikotech looked at their assets. They were able to have a valuation of the assets, but there is a bit that is remaining. This is ownership from the county government, Chair.
This is ownership from?
From the county government.
To Kikotech?
To Kikotech,
Governor,
yes.
what can you say about that? There's some assets still being held by the county government, not transferred to Kikotech.
Yes, Chair. Initially, Kikotech, when it was started, the then ministry responsible for trade handled most of the things, even the initial procurements of machinery and so forth were done by the then Ministry of Trade. And it's only when later Kikotech and the Kitui County Corporation Act, there was an act which was enacted, and then Kikotech now was formally established. And at that time, the assets were not transferred in a manner where you have documentation which you can verify. And for example, take land. Senators who were here when we were here for the last meeting will recall even where Kikotech sits. It's not owned by Kikotech. It's owned by an entity called Siongela Vocational Center, previously it was a polytechnic. So when you look at land and even
Let me get
buildings
the other
standing
name.
there. Yeah?
Let me get the name of the land.
The
who
name
own the land.
is Siongila Siongila Youth Polytechnics. That's the title deed. It reads Siongila Youth Polytechnic. The name has changed to vocation. VTC.
It is owned by Kitui County.
Yeah, but it's owned by Kitui County, but the title is still held by Siongila Village Polytechnic. So that process of transferring the land was tried even by the previous administration, but it didn't succeed. And I think we canvassed that, we discussed that during last time, that the Village Polytechnic management, they did not want to pass on the title deed, which they held, to the county government. And there was pull and push and so forth and so on. Hence, the county government could not transfer the land to Kikotex. And there were other issues relating to the land because at some point there is an EPZ company called the Kikotex EPZ which was formed, and then there was an attempt to transfer the land to that entity, and so forth and so on. It's a long story. So that is an example of one key asset, land. So that's the reason why, because I'm answering your question, the ongoing process. So first of all, is reconstruct it properly, look at the legal steps which should be undertaken to ensure these assets are legally transferred to Kikotex, particularly the ones which were acquired earlier. And also there was another problem, lack of documents. Even, you remember there was a fire which burned some documents in Kitui, and that was before we came into office. And so the documents got lost. So reconstructing them, it's not easy, and that's the reason why they have to go even to the people who did certain things and so forth and so on. So it has not been concluded, it's ongoing, but there is some good progress which has been recorded.
What is the progress, the good progress?
The progress is, if you look at let me bring in the CEO, or let me do the bring in the accounting officer of the Ministry of Trade.
Okay.
The chief officer.
Yes, Vice Chair.
Yeah, the chief officer for the Ministry of Trade to tell us progress they have made, so that we are very accurate.
Okay.
Chair, I am I'm concerned because Kitui is my county. I would want clarity from the governor. As we sit here, that is the entity of Kikotek. Does it belong to the county?
That's a good question.
Yes, it belongs to the county because the county government of Kitui passed the Kitui County Corporation Act. And that act provides that entities like Kikotex could be established through that act. So Kikotex came into being through that act. So Kikotex is there, and that act provides that entities which are established through the law are county entities. So Kikotex is a county entity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Siongela Youth Polytechnic?
An entity is like a parastatal.
No, Siongela Youth Polytechnic. Does it belong to the county?
It is, yes, vocational training centers, that the function of related to vocational training centers.
No, that's okay. My question
is
is
with the county government.
I know.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the education committee. We are coming soon to Kitui because of that.
Yes.
Siongela Youth Polytechnic belongs to the county government. Who has the documents?
The documents are with the board of management and the management of Siongela Vocational Training Center. It is not held by the county government.
Okay.
Chair, I had follow-up question. Thank you, my governor, for confirming that Kikotech belongs to the county as an entity. My follow-up question was to the CEC trade. Does Kikotech have future as an entity in Kitui County?
Why can't we answer that one after we get the issue of assets? Then I'll give you opportunity to answer that one of the future. Because of the present, there are issues that require to be answered, isn't it? Yeah, including why can't we just transfer as a county government land belonging to the county where the youth polytechnic is domiciled, just transferring it to Kikotech. What are the challenges? Because this query will not go if we don't resolve that.
Yeah, I said during our last meeting here with the Senate committee, we discussed it. And even the chair of the Village Polytechnic, BOM, had been requested to come along with us, and she came here. Even our senator was here. And there was that element of the land at some point was like being transferred to an entity which was established called Kikotech EPZ or something like that. And therefore, the members of the BOM decided not to release the titles. And you can't transfer any land without the title documents being produced physically to the land registrar.
Okay. Auditor, what else apart from the land? Which other asset is not owned by Kikotech as of now? Do you have vehicles?
Yes,
and other?
Chair. We have vehicles. We also have buildings, infrastructure. There was also a building, a factory, an extension of the factory with an estimated value of that 5 million, constructed by the county government of Kitui, which had not been operationalized, having been completed 5 years ago.
That was a value for money issue. CEO, or is it the governor? Do we need that building?
Let's hear from the CEO. CEO.
Thank you, Our Excellency. Around 2021, 2022, Kikotech was making huge losses. We had a loss of around 90 million. The following year, we are still making losses. And it is in this year, 2024-2025, where we managed to turn around the organization. On that note, we could not run the extension of the factory because we didn't have enough resources to make sure that the machine is running. So this year, we have actually projected in this year's budget, 2026-2024, because there are some parts which were missing. There are some logistics which was supposed to be done. Now we are fully factored in this year's 2026 budget for us to be able to start utilizing the net making machine. Thank you, Chair.
Now answer Senator Siengo's question on the viability of this project.
I would say, if you look at the current trade, I think Kikotech is viable. For example, in 2024-2025, we were able to make a profit. In 2026-2027, if you look at the revenue, it has shot up from 59 million to 159 million. This simply shows Kikotech is stable. As we move on, we can be able to run the organization successfully. Thank you.
So we are saying, Governor, that is a baby that should be nurtured, really. And in 20...
The question from Senator Siango was directed to the CCM.
Yes, trade, yes,
trade.
Yes, please.
You know, the CEO is there, so
He might give us wrong information.
So let's hear from
yes, please.
The CCM trade.
Yes, yes, please.
Or we also have the chair of the board. We also have the CEO.
Let's just
and
get
I've
the
asked them
CC.
that question repeatedly.
Okay, thank you. CC, trade.
Is a legal person. And the future of any organization depends on a lot of things. The policies, the structures, the management, the good practices that you put in this organization that will dictate the viability and the sustainability of this organization. However, if you look at the formation of Kikotech, that is the initial formation of Kikotech, it was what we refer to as a CMT. A CMT is just cut, measure, and sue kind of organization where they receive material from other organizations. And I can say, in a nutshell, it's kind of a tailoring organization, not really an industry, in the strict sense of an industry. However, they make some income, and they're able today to report some profit. Despite of all that, as a county government, then we have tried to put things in place like policies that were not there, and ensuring that there's a structure of Kikotech that will ensure its sustainability with the present form, the way it is. And we have not really closed it down, and we've been actually putting in a lot of effort.
Put up a policy.
Policies, various policies, those zero policy there. We've put in systems. We've put in some structures. There's a question also that has been asked of the MD. You could see even there was no HR policy that dictated how an MD should come in, how they should go out, or if they are in a permanent and pensionable kind of arrangement, or they're in a contract arrangement. So all that was missing. And there's a board that His Excellency constituted through my office, and now we have put all those in place to ensure that we have governed Kikotech in the proper manner. Therefore, as it stands today, Kikotech is showing signs of sustainability or viability, and it's employing more than 220 young people who are working there on a daily basis, and also maybe passing skills to some of our youth in the county. So as a CCM in charge of trade, I can say that if Kikotech by itself, or by the management of Kikotech and the board of Kikotech, continues putting the right structures and supporting Kikotech to grow, then it can be sustainable. However, if that does not happen, given the way it started, then it will not be able to sustain itself. Thank you very much.
Who should support it to grow?
The management and that's the management and the board are the ones who are given the mandate to sustain the organization. Our work in the county government is just, it sits on our docket, and we support it in various other ways. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry that I'm asking so many questions about this, but I'm concerned. Chair, thank you, CCM. You have responded to my concern. However, I would want to know how long it is taking to put the policies in place, because we are looking at the sustainability. So how long is it taking to have the policies, the right policies, the systems or the structures in place, so that now we can say, as the county owns the entity, then it is self-sufficient or it is sustainable?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa, again.
CC.
There's still CCM, Rose, Trade, Industry, MSMEs, and cooperatives in the county government of Kitui. We have already put those systems in place and the policies in place. As you can recall, Kikotech from the year 2021, 2022, 2023, and now starting 2024 was a loss-making entity. The going concern of Kikotech was in doubt, as also the audit reports used to say. However, we were tasked with we tasked the board, a board was put in place. It was tasked in putting structures, in putting systems, and ensuring that Kikotech becomes viable or sustainable. And that has been going on over time. Very many policies have been put in place, including HR policy, financial management policies, production policies, and SOPs that were not there. A strategy that was not there, there was no strategy, has been put in place to be able to guide Kikotech management to move on. As you know, Kikotech had no money. It was not even paying workers to up to 8 months. Today, it's paying workers on time, and it's making profits, some signs of sustainability and profitability. However, it's not yet there. A lot needs to be done to ensure that the structures are solid and all the management good practices are followed. And that is what we are putting in place and working very hard with the board and the management to be able to strengthen Kikotech as a county entity.
Okay.
Thank you.
Senator Mbugua.
Thank you, Chair. Governor, I'm looking at this report on the...
Was doubting they are not there. We just do fiscal verification. We reconcile our list of inventory against the fiscal assets on the ground. That's what basically we mean. We did not mean
how did
they
you
were
compile
missing.
that list?
The list was compiled from the source document. For example, if it's a computer, we went to procurement file, extracted the details, established an inventory for it. That's what we did.
So, you know, the query here is talking about unconfirmed PPE. If the PPEs were unconfirmed, when you just look at the documents without going to verify, how are you assisting to answer this question?
I think we are almost saying the same. What we are saying is, since the query which was added was during the audit by Office of Auditor General, Kikotech management could not provide the documents which were used to acquire the assets. The committee was put together to get all those documents, put them together, establish an inventory. So in the committee's wisdom, in terms of curriculum, you said this is complete. Now we need to reconcile the list against the assets in Kikotech. We did not do physical visit to the offices of Kikotech. Thank you.
It was not part of your terms of reference?
It was part of terms of reference, and from that year, we were meant to submit the initial preliminary report on 4th, so the process, Chair, is ongoing. It's not complete. And I think that's what we said from the beginning. The process has started. At least we have the document which were missing. This is just to go to extra mile so that now we can harmonize the report, the preliminary report, versus the physical document, and then we have final report. Thank you.
So the committee is still existing?
The committee still is existing, sir.
Okay. Let the senator come on record, was just coming.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. Excellency, good afternoon. My name is Senator Hamida Kibwana, member of this committee.
Thank you, Senator Hamida. So I think members, yes, I know you are interested in this issue because
Yes, Chair.
but it's a very good project. It's a very good thing
Yes, Chair.
that needs to really, yeah.
I remember earlier you asked the governor to confirm whether Siongila Youth Polytechnic is an entity for the county. And I think he responded in the affirmative,
Yes.
right? And now here it is stating the land where Kikotek lies belongs to the Siongila Youth Polytechnic, right? Then why is Siongila Youth Polytechnic, which is an entity for the county, cannot subdivide or give the land back to Kikotek, which is also an entity under the county, so that we may have this documentation ready to move forward?
Okay, I think the governor answered that, but because the vice chair has asked again, please answer it again.
Yeah, as I said, the title is held by Siongila Village Polytechnic or Vocational Training Center now. For the entire place where Kikotex was sited or where it was established, and where the Siongila Village Polytechnic is also sited. So to separate, to create two titles, so that you can create a title for Siongila and then you remain with another one for Kikotex, because you don't want it to change the title of which is in the name of Siongila, the original institution which was there, to Kikotex, which is a new entity. So that is a process we are looking at now. How do we go about it? When we were here last, Kikotex, Siongila Village Polytechnic, because they suspected, rightly or wrongly, that the title may be misused when something EPZ cropped up. When you looked at CRV, you know, the one where the ownership, even the name which was there was not account official. So they became suspicious, and they were not cooperating with the county leadership then.
Yeah, I think these are normal politics, local politics. Kwamba sisi tulitoa shamba yetu ya Siongila.
Yeah.
And so Siongila belongs to us. But this Kikotek looks like it's foreign, then EPZA looks like it's foreign, because the Kifas us will remain with what? The people who gave land to Siongila. These are local politics, who are Ziko. But then the auditor is saying we must have ownership documents under Kikotek. Yes, Senator Mbugo?
Chair, there is a reason why ESCC sits in our meetings. And in the last meeting, this matter was referred to them. And I think they are here. Why not submit an initial report for even the county to know what their findings have been? Otherwise, is it in vain that we just refer matters to them and they are never handled?
Christine has just stepped out, I think. But if we refer it to ESCC, we have a date with ESCC on, is it 27? Yeah, we'll ask for the progress status report. But as I've said, hizi ni siasa tu za, local politics. We wanted to build a polytechnic, Siongila.
Chair, I come from that county.
Yes, yes.
I would only request if, Governor, please, Your Excellency, if the due process could be followed to make sure we separate and Siongila, if they have no problem and the issue has been sorted, so that we may separate the titles. Because you have confirmed Kikotek is a county entity, let it stand on its own so that the transfer of other other plant and machinery can become easy. And then as the CEC trade has confirmed and the CEO that they are making profits now and they can see it is sustainable, then let's have the separation of the title. I know what happens currently, Chair, because I somehow purchased land. Currently, you go with the mother title, and then you apply for the subdivision, and it happens, unless there is a tussle between the Siongila Village Polytechnic and the Kikotek currently. It was there before, yes, but currently. Thank you, Chair, I submit.
Is the tussle still subsisting, or you've ironed it out? Because then that transfer and subdivision should just be seamless. Is that tussle still there?
Still there.
Yeah, just convince them.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. So,
Yeah.
so it's not over.
Vice Chair, just let the governor convince these people that Kikotek is theirs. Let them own it. We don't know how the project was conceived. Maybe there was no adequate public participation. That's why they are not able to give their land. But Kikotek, I think, is a good project. In 2021, at the County Public Accounts and Investments Committee, the then governor was talking passionately about it. And I even really agreed with her that Kitui County has gone for investment, which then will bring revenue to the county in terms of all source revenue, other than going for Mama Mboga so much. Where I come from, when you go to a marketplace, ukiweka gunia ya skuma, you pay 30 bob. And then after that, when you want to go to the toilet, you pay 10 bob. Every visit to the toilet is 10 bob. Kama uko na sukari and you go 5 times or 6 times in the toilet, that is 50 bob, plus 30, that is 80 bob. And that time I remember telling the committee that this Kikotek way is the way to go, where we go for other areas to raise revenue for the county, other than killing this Mama Mboga. So I think let's nurture Kikotek. The auditor is saying let Kikotek sit on its own land. I think governor and your administration should be able to facilitate that. Yes, Governor?
I hear you. You know, when somebody says an entity is making profits, one of the things you should produce, not just say,
Evidence.
is dividends. We can hear maybe from those who are saying doing very well, is making profit, is been making profit, as it paid dividends to the so-called owner, the county government of Kitui. Let's not forget the entity is running on capital, money from the county government, which should have maybe done health center, something else. But it's not actually paying any dividend as yet. So we can't say, maybe the auditors, when they audit next, they will tell us, because they are the ones who say they made up loss of 1,400% loss. And the going concern is in doubt. And if you are the governor, and that is a report you have gotten from the auditor, you'll be very careful. So we'll look at it, but Siongila feels Kikotek should acquire land somewhere else.
Governor,
that's what they feel.
Interesting.
Because
interesting.
Because I have not spoken.
Okay, just a minute, then I'll give you.
You have too many questions.
It's okay.
And you are not giving us.
I'll give you and I'll give you. It's okay. I just wanted to remind the governor that you are the CEO of the county, and the CEC works for you, for the executive. Now, PFMA, section 184.1 reads like this. The county executive committee member for that entity is responsible for monitoring A, financial performance of county corporations and county government linked corporations, and then the performance of any functions or activities that affect the financial performance of those county corporations. So even you cannot delink yourself to the county corporation, Kikotek. You are just part of it, and you must really make sure that it works. And when it is working, you should know. When it is not working, you should also know. Now you are saying that you're not getting any dividends from the corporation as yet, but the CEO is saying it is working. The CEC is saying that you put adequate infrastructure in terms of legal infrastructure, policies, and so on, to make sure that it works. and that there's an indication that it is working now. But the governor is not really convinced that it is working. So
Let's
where are
hear
we?
from the auditors. They are here. If from their perspective,
Yes.
It's making profits, it's viable.
Yes.
I think that assurance will be very useful.
True. Senator Tobiko just asked so that the CC will answer both and or the auditor. Yes.
Yeah, Chair, I was listening very carefully to the CC trade. Yes. Chair, her wording was, this Kikotech is like progressing well. It is towards sustainability and viability. I think that is what she said. I'm quoting her words. If that is the position, then the governor needs to embrace it. It might have begun maybe as an initiative of a former governor. But as long as it's employing, she said 220 or something like that staff, and it's recovering well. There was a time it was down, but it's recovering well. Then the governor is obligated to embrace it and allow it to thrive. You know, it might have been an idea of an opponent, the way I'm seeing, and the governor seems to be not very comfortable advancing the same. But if it's working well for the people of Kitui, I think governor allow it to be.
Thank you, Senator Gavindu.
Chair, I just wanted to know, maybe from His Excellency the Governor or his team, if this Kikotech has branches, because I can see the one in Siongila Youth Polytechnic. Then the same page 4, Chair, where we were, I'm still there.
Okay.
Siongila Youth Polytechnic, and additionally, Kikotech Mutomo and Kikotech Mwingi, situated on a land owned by Ministry of Agriculture and Ministry of Education, District Center for Early Childhood Education. Does it have branches? Or how is it allocated to these different places?
You'll not, then you'll answer. Senator Siengo.
Thank you, Chair. I've been perusing the records here, and I've seen that on 7th October 2024, Your Excellency, you appeared before this committee, and you were accompanied by the chairperson of Siongila Polytechnic Board. And my question is, the tussle about the land was still there. 2 years down the line, the tussle is still there. Have you taken any steps, deliberate steps, to settle this or to handle the tussle? 2 years down the line, after 7th October 2024, today is 11th August 2026.
Yes, Governor, now you may answer, but Auditor then, Governor. There's some question directed to the Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. We'll get the financial statements for the year ended 25-26 on 31st August. We'll do a trend analysis. Then we'll be able to look at a trend maybe of 5 years. And from the analysis, we'll be able to come up with a good conclusion on the performance of the company. Thank you.
Governor, that's fair enough.
I think let's wait for that. Please, let's wait for that. With regard to what Senator Siengo has said 2 years down the line, I have stated here, Siongila Village Polytechnic, who hold that title, do not trust whatever was initiated, because whatever was initiated before was to transfer the entire land, including where their institution is. So they are not really that eager to move in the direction you are moving. And I said, as far as they are concerned, maybe Kikotex needs to acquire some land somewhere else. And then in relation to what Senator Tobiko said, let's wait for the report of the auditors. They are the ones who, when I came to office, said 90 million loss, viability and sustainability in doubt. That is, when the auditors say that, you need to be very careful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But we need just some evidence towards acquisition of that land or transfer of that land. Maybe through engagement of Kikotech side by side with the Siongila Polytechnic. Because these are county government entities. I don't see how the boards and of the two entities cannot sit together to get what the auditors want. That we have a mutation so that the Siongila has its land and Kikotech has its land. We want to see effort towards that direction. Do you have meetings? Maybe the CC trade, not CC trade, yeah, and CC lands and CC education, okay, canvassing that issue. Do you have such meetings that have occurred? Really, we must answer this query, especially on the ownership of the land.
I don't think such meetings have been held, but they can be held.
So what is the effort that
they can be held? And then maybe they can be held. They have not been
but
held.
I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, she's from Kitui and she's very particular about this issue. Do you have public participation meetings from 2024 up to now? It seems there has been inactivity. There has been nothing that has happened towards getting that title. So that's what is worrying us. And this audit query will subsist. It will remain here. We should say we have had meetings, we have engaged the public, and we have meetings of such public participation. You know, we had engagement of the two boards. We really want to know what the issues are. The issues of trust. What have we done to make sure that we have trust building? Isn't it, Governor?
I am going to repeat myself. The Board of Management of Siongila, which owned the entire land, including where Kikotex was, the buildings where Kikotex was placed, belongs to them and they hold the title. A process was initiated which was suspicious and which made them be suspicious that the entire land will go. And those who were there then, they did not follow what Senator Siengo is proposing, subdividing so that Siongela remains and Kikotex also stays where they are. They were talking of taking the entire land to go to Kikotex. I hope nobody is suggesting that. And that caused lack of trust and suspicion. So this other angle of subdivide the land, have some for Kikotex, have some for, that can be looked at and then the public participation be held of the people who belong there.
So, because
but they have said if Kikotex, let it go somewhere else, even the land they occupy, they want to use it for other purposes.
Then I rule.
Yeah, I think the chairman who was giving the report, who gave this report to the governor on the 4th, can clarify my question. My question is,
do you have branches?
Do we have branches? Because you are saying additionally.
Yeah, let me ask the CCM for trade to tell us about those two branches, how much they have made from them, and so forth.
Through the chair, thank you, Excellency. Kikotech, as we speak, does not have branches in the strict sense of a branch. There are some buildings that were acquired in the year 2022 or thereabout, 2021, 2022, that is in Mutomo now, the agricultural office, or it was an aggregation center, and another one in Mwingi, which belongs to Disese, and they were renovated. That's why you are seeing some renovation of dormitories and all that to become a different center. Equipment was locked in there, but they were never opened up. So for me, we picked them as storage areas for extra equipment that are in Mutomo and are in Mwingi, because it's not really a branch. It has never opened even a single day. Thank you.
Okay.
Chair.
So the equipment, what are the equipment doing there?
Come again?
What is the equipment in Kikotech, Mutomo and Kikotech Mwingi doing there? You just lock them there?
They are just locked there.
Why? Yes.
Chair, in all due respect to our county leadership, I would say, listening to every explanation, I think we are lacking goodwill to make Kikotech independent and to run. I would request my governor, as he has already committed, that we pursue the option of subdivision of the land, so that even involvement of the public for participation can be clear. It is not as it was before for the entire land to be taken, but this is for the subdivision, so that Kikotech stands on its own, then Village Polytechnic stands on its own. We move forward. Because, Governor, when I asked whether Kikotech is entity for the county government, I was looking forward to ask, when you say that maybe Kikotech can buy land, who will buy land? Still the county, because you confirmed it is a county entity. So if it is purchasing land elsewhere, it is the county to purchase to move Kikotech. If it is subdivision to make Kikotech independent, it is the county government to lead the process. So I would ask, in no due respect, please lead from the front, either choose the option of either purchasing the land for Kikotech or subdividing the land with Siongila, so that we may have this baby called Kikotech taking off. And our people in Kitui County won't be served. And because we have seen more than 220 youths are being employed, and to be specific, single mothers, and those who are single women, and they are funding their families from Kikotech. Let's have this baby grow for heaven's sake. I submit.
Thank you. Senator Kavindu.
Chair. Thank you, Chair. I think Governor has made it very clear that he is going to pursue those people to subdivide the land. And then from there, if they don't, then you think of purchasing the land. I mean, we should not dwell on their Chair. We should move on now.
Thank you. So I think, Governor.
Yeah, if I may allow
before
me,
you,
please.
You comment, yeah?
Yeah.
Let us allow the baby to grow. And Kikotech belongs to the county. It has employed people. Siongila belongs to the county. Okay. Let's have some goodwill to make sure that that subdivision happens. It's a good program. It's a good project. Okay. As your senator is saying, it's just lacking goodwill. Let's have that goodwill, because it is a good thing. The CEO has said it is making some progress. When we start companies, they don't work very well. It takes some time to break even. So now it has broken even. Let's allow it to grow. And in fact, if we have a polytechnic, side by side an industry, as educationists want that dualism in training. Your training in Siongila, and you are attached to the industry, real industry, Kikotech. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, for me, I'll not go for you people purchasing land elsewhere. Let Kikotech remain there as a training ground so that the people who are learning in Siongila get real-time experience within Kikotech. Yes, now Governor, you can just say you are. Those who want to exit.
Chair, to talk of lack of goodwill, it's not fair at all. You are listening very keenly, and you even brought that line of presentation by the CCM for trade, where she said we have done policies, human resource, we have done X, Y, Z, we have put a board. There is no goodwill, and that was happening. And Kikotech, after making a loss of 90 million, was not closed. Please, to say there is not goodwill is not fair. And nobody, and you say they are employing 200 people and they are paying them, and you are saying there is no goodwill. And they were making losses and they are now running. So there is goodwill, please. So let's not also put in words which have certain implications which are undesirable. So the goodwill is there. But what we could not do is come from an history where a process to take the entire land of the village polytechnic to go to another entity called EPZ had been initiated. And they had to hide the title deed, and then you come immediately and start saying now, hand over this title deed. So you have to wait, and running counties and dealing with the issues there, sometimes you have to allow a bit of time. And then you can probably now come up with the subdivision element. Because previously, what had been initiated was to take the entire land away. And it was resisted, even by the people from that area who gave that land initially. So the goodwill is there, otherwise there will be no Kikotech today. And those policies and the structures and the boards which have been put there would not have happened if that goodwill from that office, you think there is no goodwill, was not there.
Fair enough,
so
Governor.
there is a lot of goodwill.
Fair enough, Governor.
Yeah.
Senator Singh, you want to ask something?
Thank you.
We must wind up on this.
Your Excellency, I hear you. Then, because my cry or my request is for the Kikotech to continue, I appreciate the efforts you have already taken, but kindly, if there were things as we have gathered as a committee that were done wrongly initially, as the process was initiated, kindly, you are the one in office now. Try to correct that which was done wrongly, and let's move forward. That's my humble request. So you have expressed that it is true, there is goodwill. The processes, the policies, the structures have been put in place. Kindly correct that which was done wrongly and let Kikotech continue so that we can also see if this, the vision of having branches would also benefit our people. Thank you.
And I've also said, Chair, let's get that report from the Auditor General, the way the Auditor has said. It's very important as we make those other decisions.
Through the chair, through the chair, Governor, I know you have goodwill, let me confirm. Because even the board and the chair of the board is here, who should also say something we hear. Because on the terms of governance, she should confirm that Kikotech is on the recovery or it's picking up properly. I know you are putting resources on Kikotech. That's why you are sustaining the board. You have appointed those that is happening. As a committee, we have requested you to confirm the CEO or employ the substantive CEO. Then that be translated to Kikotech taking off. Thank you, Chair, and that's my final submission on this issue.
So
I know Governor is going to do it. Thank you.
We must exit. Our Senator Siengo has stated the perception that there's no goodwill. Actually, there's a lot of goodwill in terms of the policies and systems being put in place with the help of your Rose. Yeah, so I think that is the way to go. And auditors, when you get your report, if truly it's making profits and it's sustainable, that would be the beginning point in selling Kikotech to the Songila community, so that then you can allow that subdivision to happen. And also the CEO has said that they'll start using that other 30 million project once there is need. And if the CEO is doing a good job, Governor, initiate the process of getting a substantive CEO. We'll give you another 3 months. Another 3 months, 90 days, to get a substantive CEO. I know within 90 days, we'll not have had the audit report, but then start the process of building trust with the community so that Kikotech and Songila can coexist side by side because of that dualism in training. Members, we need to... Oh, you want to say something?
I would have been more comfortable after getting the report of the Auditor General. Give me a date to do that which you are telling me to make him either permanent and so forth. After we get the report of the auditor, please. And we are on the ground, and when you hear us say that, we know what you're talking about.
Let's give it 3 months and we look at progress. 3 months. Then we will review progress. Okay. So the other one is undisclosed direct cost of production. It is not resolved. Auditor, go through it.
Thank you, Chair. Undisclosed direct cost of production, the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, and as disclosed in Note 7 to the financial statement, reflects cost of sales of Kenya shillings 8,956,915. However, direct costs such as labor, electricity, transport, and other direct service costs were not included in the amount as part of the cost of sales. Further, the balance was not matched with specific job orders for accurate reporting. In the circumstances, the accuracy and completeness of the cost of sales totaling Kenya shillings 8,956,915 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor.
Let me ask the CEO to respond to that.
Thank you, the Governor. I'm going to read the response. This is on page 8. Yes, it is on page 8, Roman 1. In the preparation of financial statement for financial year 2025-2026, the accounting officer has ensured that all direct production costs, such as direct labor, electricity, and water, are classified under the cost of sales to reflect the actual cost of sales. Find attached quarter 2 and quarter 3 financial statement for the year 2025-2026. This is shown on Annex 4.
Annex 6.
Annex 6, sorry, the Honorable Chair. Roman 2. The accounting officer has strengthened internal controls by establishing a review mechanism where Kikotech financial statements are reviewed by an internal auditor to provide assurance on the accuracy of the financial statements, including the classifications of the cost. Roman 3. The accounting officer has undertaken training within the organization for all the staff involved in preparation of financial statement. This training enhanced their capacity in applying public sector accounting standards. Find attached a letter from the accounting officer requesting for staff training on public accounting standards marked Annex 7. Roman 4. The accounting officer in preparation of financial statement for financial year 2025-2026 has ensured that direct cost of productions are classified under cost of sales. Thank you, the Honorable Chair.
Auditor.
Thank you, Chair. This being an accounting treatment, we'll be able to confirm when the financial statements are submitted. However, when we looked at quarter 2 and 3 reports submitted, the treatment had been rectified, Chair.
Okay, so it's KIV?
KIV, yeah.
Okay. The next.
Paragraph number 3, long outstanding trade and other receivables. The statement of financial position, and as disclosed in note 15 to the financial statement, reflects trade and other receivables balance of Kenya shillings 90,215,266. However, a review of the aging analysis revealed that receivables totaling to Kenya shillings 52,238,524 have been outstanding for more than 180 days. Management did not provide measures put in place to recover the long outstanding receivables. Further, the entity does not have a debt management policy and had not set a specific provision for the long outstanding debts despite the collectability of the debts being doubtful. In the circumstances, the accuracy, completeness, and recoverability of the trade and other receivables balance of Kenya shillings 52,238,524 could not be confirmed. Thank you, Chair.
Governor.
Let me request the CEO again of Kikotex to read the response.
Thank you, His Excellency. I'm going to read. The accounting officer will ensure that Kikotek data sacralization is done to confirm the authenticity of trade receivables. Roman 1. The accounting officer has prepared a data's aging schedule and submitted it to the Auditor General for review and verification via letter reference CG Kikotek Finance Volume 2045, dated 30th July 2026. This is marked Annex 8. Roman 2. The accounting officer has submitted to Auditor General an approved debt management policy for verification via letter CG Kikotek Finance Volume 2045, dated 30th July 2026. This is marked Annex 9. Roman 3. The accounting officer will be putting in place the following measures to recover the outstanding receivables. Reminders to debtors via telephone calls and letters, demand notices to debtors, and payment plan. The management is considering engaging a debt recovery agency to assist with the recovery. These debt recovery measures are to be implemented within Quarter 1 and Quarter 2 of financial year 2026-2027. Roman 4. The accounting officer is undertaking a detailed analysis of long outstanding trade receivable. This analysis will guide the identification of irrecoverable debts to be recommended to the board to approve their writing off in accordance with Kikotek's debt management policy. Thank you, the Honorable Chair.
Yes, Auditor. Is there anything outstanding?
Thank you, Chair. The current status and the effectiveness of the measures put in place will be reviewed in the 2025-2026 audit cycle, Chair.
So it's a KIV, okay?
KIV.
Chair, I have a question to the CEC. I thought in her submission she said all the policies have been made. And as the auditor was submitting, he said that they lack debt management policy. Auditor, you said so?
Yes, the debtor's aging schedule and an approved debt management policy has been availed.
Yeah. Maybe for me, just one clarification on that bullet 3. You are saying one of the measures is to the accounting officer will be putting in place the following measures to recover outstanding receivables, reminders to debtors via telephone calls and letters, demand notices to debtors and payment plan will be putting in place. That is in the future. Governor will be putting in place. Will make calls. Will write letters. From 31st of March up to now, you've not done this. What could be the challenge? Of course, you can give it to your manager.
Yeah, let the manager, the CEO, respond to that. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think this is an exercise which I've already started doing it. Maybe.
Do you have evidence?
We have evidence, the Honorable Chair,
But you've
but
written some letters to the debtors?
yeah, we have written, but actually we did not attack the evidence. Maybe when the auditors come for the next audit cycle, we will be able to show them the letters which we have done to the debtors.
Okay. So since the auditors say you can keep it in view, members, let's keep that in view, but you must recover the 90.2 million. We need to, no, it's 52.23 million.
Chair.
Interesting, my team tells me that there are some debtors who are the office of the governor. You know,
Yes, staff.
supposed to pay 150 million. What is this? 150,000. 1 million. Which are these? CEO. The governor is supposed to pay Kikotech some money, or the office of the governor. 1 million?
Yeah,
What was it for?
And and you should tell us when you were there in card, when I was in office or before.
Some of them are rounded necktie t-shirts.
Eh?
Rounded necktie t-shirts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they were in card, it's good to, and whether he has submitted any invoices for the sum.
2020.
Because my understanding is, I said, and it's not only with the Kikotex, even our other entities, particularly water companies, I always say if there is a ministry with any debt, they must pay. They must budget for it. But this one we have, I don't know, do we have any invoices which have been sent, verifiable?
Yes. Why would the office of the governor buy ties and neckties and t-shirts for an event, isn't it?
When was that done?
2021. I think 2020, 2021, 2020. No. We hold offices in perpetuity. So it was in card. The office of the governor procured t-shirts, face masks. That should be the time of corona, isn't it? But now Kikotech is suffering. They have not been paid. You know, if Kikotech does not work, we'll blame the executive.
There's something I'm asking, and Chair and members listen to what the governor says. I see you are there.
Yes.
I'm saying, do we have any verifiable invoices which were submitted to the office of the
We
governor.
want him to answer, yes.
Even if it was done in 2021 and I came in August, I'll still pay.
Yes. So,
But as far as I'm concerned, no invoices can be produced. Yeah, but let's hear him. Maybe there's something.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Yes.
I think I would like to state this. There, in the initial beginning of Kikotek, I think there was some kind of problems in terms of document preparation. You would find an item has been collected from Kikotek, but there was no proper documentation to guarantee Kikotek to be paid. And that is why the Honorable Chair have said we are still working on the paperwork to see whether this can materialize and get paid by the county government. Thank you.
Chair,
yes, please, Senator.
but do they have in the Kikotex, do they have the records of the things applied to the government? Delivery notes?
Through the Honorable Chair, yes, we have the document. The challenge is, for example, for us to be paid, the county government, for example, being a debtor, being a customer, is supposed to give us an LPO. Then, after it has given us the LPO...
Sorry, what I say?
No, let him explain.
That's okay. Kikotek is supplying maybe masks.
Yes.
To the county.
Yes.
Who should give who an LPO?
They are...
The government is to give an LPO.
Yes. For us to do a...
Okay, they'll give you an LPO.
They give us an LPO.
Yes, yes.
That LPO, it is approved that after doing the job for them,
yes.
We are going to attach our invoice and send it to county government for them to pay us.
LPOs in Kikotek.
That's what I'm saying, the Honorable Chair, that is one of the challenge. We were not able to get those LPOs.
The documents are not in place.
Yeah.
So how much out of this 55, 59? No, sorry. It is 52 million.
Sir, can I finish my question, a follow-up? I have a follow-up.
Please
Kindly
just do that,
give
please.
us time to ask and follow up.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed to know if they gave you the requisition to supply them with a mask or whatever it is, ties. Do you have a delivery note showing that you delivered to them and an invoice demand for the same? Because now with that, the current governor, who was not there then, would be able to follow up and pay.
Yeah, and if it is not there, the current governor cannot have any of the departments in the county government
Through
pay.
you, Chair.
Yes.
The governor is
through the chair,
responding
please.
before.
Yes.
Before the
No. It's
CEO.
actually the governor is supposed to respond. It's the governor is supposed to respond, but then he can give opportunity to the CEO to respond.
Yeah, I've given him opportunity, but the position is very clear.
Yeah.
There has been no documentation which can enable the office of the governor, call it that way, or the departments in the office of the governor, to pay. If we pay on the basis of documentation which is not proper, the auditors will pick that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, but you have heard him. There's lack of documentation.
Fair enough.
That initial period.
So, Governor, on the same issue of documentation, the CEO is saying there were no documents to show that documents were provided to your office. But there is another accusation for the company that they paid a company called Trade Rings about 100 million without documentation. Are you aware of that matter, Bwana CEO?
No, I'm not aware about it, sir.
Just a minute. What is that again?
You don't have a supplier by the name of Trade Links within your books. Trend Links.
No, I don't have.
All the documentation is there.
It is there.
Okay. So they're only refusing to pay.
Yeah.
And they're pursuing through the control of budget.
Yes, then they accepted to pay.
Deducted at source, or how are you following it up through COB?
We were, first of all, we wrote letter to them for them to settle the debts, but they could not respond the shortest time possible. So we didn't have a alternative rather than to pursue through
I'm not
the...
talking about justification. I'm saying, how are you doing it through COB?
Come up again, the Honorable Chair.
Let's see what is there, Auditor. I think you're winding up.
Thank you, Chair. Budgetary control and performance. The statement of comparison of budget and actual amount reflects final receipts budget and actual on comparable basis of Kenya shillings 95 million and Kenya shillings 59,455,795 respectively, resulting to underfunding of Kenya shillings at 5,544,205, or approximately that 7% of the budget. The underfunding affected the planned activities and may have impacted negatively on service delivery to the public. Thank you, Chair.
Governor?
Let the CEO read the response you give. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm going to read the management status report. Roman 1, the accounting officer has been putting in place budgetary control measures such as revenue projections and by the financial year 2025-2026, the corporation was able to achieve its budget. Going forward, the accounting officer will ensure a comprehensive revenue improvement plan for financial year 2026-2027 based on actual revenue trends and historical performance. This revenue improvement plan will show specific revenue targets across the 4 financial quarters with set timelines, and the responsible officers assigned to ensure the realization of the asset revenue targets. We have an annex for the Kikotech budget for the year 2026-2027.
Auditor?
Chair, this is an issue of KIV for 2025-2026 audit cycle. Yeah.
Members? I think it's a KIV issue. Yeah, long outstanding trade and other payables.
Thank you, Chair. Long outstanding trade and other payables, the statement of financial position and as disclosed in note 17 to the financial statements reflect trade and other payables balance of Kenya shillings 118,694,033 shillings. Included in the balance are payables totaling to Kenya shillings 109,544,137, or approximately 92% of the total payables, which have been outstanding for more than 1 year, and no measures have been put in place to settle the debts. Failure to settle bills during the year to which they relate distorts the financial statements and adversely affects the budgetary provisions for the subsequent year as they form a first charge. My opinion is not modified in respect of these matters. Chair.
Governor?
The CEO again, but that statement by the auditors is telling. Failure to settle bills during the year distorts the financial statements. The so-called sterling performance, if it's based on something like this, will be misleading. So let's hear from the CEO.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm going to read the management status report. The accounting officer prepared a payment plan, which was approved by the board. The accounting officer subsequently engaged the creditors regarding the outstanding payables, outlining the plans to settle the outstanding debts guided by the payment plan. This payment plan has been shared with the Auditor General for verification void letter reference CK Kikotech Finance Volume 2 045 dated 30th July 2026. Attached here is a payment plan marked Annex 12. Roman 2. The accounting officer has made a budgeted provision in the financial year 2026-2027 budget amounting to 35.1 million to be applied towards settling the outstanding payables for financial year 2024-2025. Additionally, Kenya shillings 34,143,440.15 was paid to the outstanding creditors in June 2026, which is equivalent to 40% of the total outstanding amount of 85.3 million. Attached here is the approved budget for financial year 2026-2027, showing the provision for settling the outstanding payables marked Annex 13. Roman 3. To enable the County Executive Committee member in charge of the corporation to continuously monitor the financial performance of the corporation, the management through the Board of Directors provides the CCM with quarterly financial statements of the corporation. On the basis of these financial reports, the CCM will make recommendation to the County Executive Committee on how the corporation can improve on its performance. Thank you, the Honorable Chair.
Auditor.
Chair, this is an issue for KIV in 2025-2026 audit cycle, Chair.
Okay. You can keep that issue in view. I know you are unable to pay your, put your mic off. You are unable to pay your creditors because of underperformance, isn't it? So we keep it in view. Let
Yes.
the measures we put in place seem to work for you. I think members are okay with that. The other issues look like they are addressed, like non-remittance of statutory deductions. We are told that has been addressed. Lack of competitive practices, that has been addressed. Lack of investment assessment and updating of the investment portfolio management. We keep that in view for the next audit. Lack of internal audit function. Auditor, are you satisfied with that measure?
Yes, Chair. It's
Okay.
addressed.
All right. So yeah, I think we come to the end of this session. Members, do you want to do closing remarks, or we leave it to Senator Siengo to do the closing remarks for us?
And the members of the public, the county assembly as well.
Okay. Chair, you want to make some closing remarks? Then we give Senator Siengo. You also want to do some closing remarks? Okay, so Senator Siengo and Senator Kavindu.
Thank you, Chairman. On behalf of the County Assembly of Kitui, I would like to appreciate your effort in helping us in secondary oversight, in interrogating matters concerning our county investments. We actually did the interrogations of this report that's before us, and most of the things that we identified in the report, you've also identified them. And we as the members of County Assembly, through the committee of PIC, we endeavor to make sure that you follow up on the matter and the commitments that have been made by the Kikotech, we follow it up and we'll be able to report to the committee in our next sitting. So I also want to say that we were joined by one member who came a little bit late. I would like that he be on record.
Okay, Maybe
Yes.
let him go on record.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Honorable Jeremiah Mutua, on the MCA representing the people of Nguni Ward, and a member to the Committee on Public Accounts and Investments.
Welcome.
I am glad to follow the proceedings today.
You are welcome. So thank you so much, Chair. You make sure that you do your report and table it to the County Assembly of Kitui before that 1st of March next year. That is the subsequent report.
Sure.
Senator, okay, you want to say something?
I want to say something, Chair. I've been
You are conflicted. Now you are no longer.
I've been very silent today, Chair, but mine is to thank the governor and your team for appearing before this committee. As you have experienced, this is a learning experience. We have no hard feelings with you. We just want you to deliver the people of the Kitui. Chair, I must mention, I didn't follow that much, but there's an issue that is cross-cutting across the counties on the issue of debt recovery. Whenever any county, including mine, that when they appear here, Chair, the responses they give us are never satisfactory, according to me. You will see futuristic plans, you would see we will do demand letters. I have perused through the documents, I didn't see something that is close to a demand letter, and your lawyer will tell you. I just saw a notice to the groups that have been defaulting. So we want to see you actively pursuing this. That's why I didn't say much today. Thank you.
Okay, Senator. Senator Kavindu.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just to thank the governor for availing himself here and coming with his team, and request the CEO and the CC Trade kindly check on documentation so that next time governor do not appear here to be asked the same question, why haven't you paid, and all this, and you know, unless he has the documents to enable him to pay, he cannot pay, because if he does that, then the also Auditor General will be on his neck, and you'll have queries. So check on the documentations, what you cannot get documents about. I don't know what guidelines you give about that, Chair, because now you will know what guideline you give about the documents which are not there, so that yes, governor is clean.
Senator Siango.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to confirm to Senator for Machakos that lack of documentation was not in this era.
I know that is why I'm insisting they should be there, and if they are not there, then the query should not be.
Thank you, Chair. Let me start by appreciating my governor and the team for appearing and also responding adequately to the queries raised. And Chair, I would request that this committee should visit Kitui and specifically Kikotek. I hope, Clerk, that can be organized. We need to visit and see for ourselves as a committee, so that when we are talking of these issues, we have seen, we have touched, we have confirmed. Secondly, Chair, I would request my governor, let the goodwill be seen through action, because kindly, again, I request, let Kikotek continue, because we say the end of a matter is better than the beginning. Let Kikotek be. Otherwise, I wish you safe journey masses back home to my county. I will be coming at the right time to all of you. Thank you.
You mean Governor, in closing?
Chair and members of the Senate and other institutions represented here, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the team I came with and the county to thank you for the way you've conducted this meeting. And as we say, learning is a continuous process, so we are still learning. There is a lot of goodwill for Kikotex. Otherwise, it should by now have closed. After getting a 90 million loss verdict from the auditors and being told cannot be a going concern. If there was no goodwill, we'll have closed shop then. But we said we'll put a board, we'll put systems, we'll allow a gentleman who was there to start acting, but we move cautiously. We don't start confirming people and so forth when things are not completely, and you don't have any basis of saying this is working. And that's the reason why I still request, I would like the auditors to do the audit which they indicated they will do and tell us where are we. So that on the basis of that, if they have made the sort of money the CEO was talking, either 59 or 150 something, then we can request the board of Kikotex, because there is a board, they pass a resolution to buy land using that profit, rather than asking us to take money which is for the healthy sector, to take money for ECD, to take money from other places, as Senator Siango is saying, and we buy land. If it is a county entity and it is making the sort of money we've been told here by the CCM for trade and the CEO, then out of the revenues they are generating, they should budget for buying for land, but not for the county government to continue plowing money. Last time when we were looking at this Kikotex, it's a lot of money which has been put here. Imagine if Kikotex, which some of us have said, oh, in an industry, going concern and so forth, they borrowed that money from a bank and they are paying interest. Just imagine that. Would they be still breathing? So, if they make profit, the board will have my blessing to go ahead, put the money in the budget, buy land for Kikotex, and shift from the land owned by Siongela Polytechnic, because the people who gave the land have said they don't want the land transferred to Kikotex. But we'll engage them. We hear whether they have changed hearts, see whether they can accept for Kikotex to stay there, and we subdivide the land and do public participation. Otherwise, thank you very much, Chair. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Governor, and your team. It has really been a very good engagement. And as you say, it's a learning curve. But when it comes to audit reports by the auditors, we must do what must be done. I think, just starting from the last thing that you said, you are almost very emphatic that the people of Songila have said they want the land to go to Kikotek. But our direction was different. We said that start a process of trust building. And I did say that it is proper, we have Songila running side by side Kikotek. Kikotek is a creature of the county government of Kitui from the investment corporation. That's what you've told us. So don't delink yourself from Kikotek as an executive, because it's a creature of the county government through the investment company or the investment corporation. What you need to do, now that you've told us there's a lot of goodwill, and you put the infrastructure in terms of the laws and the policies, just start persuading the people of Siongila. And we said 90 days, so that you can build trust and have the land on which Kikotek is lying be owned by Kikotek. We said that. We will not vary that direction, Governor. Just go and talk to the people, build trust, tell them Kikotek is employing 220 people from the community of Siongila. There's no way they can say, let it go to other place, if the people employed are actually employed from the locality of Siongila. So we want Siongila really to, not Siongila, but Kikotek to work, and we want other counties to come and benchmark from Kitui, where there's an investment corporation which has started a company that is doing or giving profits, and which is employing people. Because we want to resolve this issue of youth explosion. How can we solve that problem if we don't start such companies like Kikotek? In terms of payment of the creditors, please pay the creditors, the ones which are supposed to be paid, and give it a fast charge as per the law. But any payment coming to Kikotek, make sure that you pay the creditors. We will liaise with our secretariat to try and see if Kikotek is actually, not Kikotek, but the fund, Kitui fund, is actually anchored properly on law. Because then there was the contention of whether the CEC, in charge of finance of Kitui, can make regulations emanating from a law that is PFMA, done by the national government. As a farmer and an educator, I don't think it is okay. Your legal counsel, the county attorney, is indicating that is properly anchored in law, but then we'll look at it and advise. Otherwise, have a good journey back to Kitui. We are really related to Kitui because I have some girls in Mudale Girls who I support in terms of through my foundation, the Jonas Maruma Foundation. So I'm related really to Kitui. When you go back, greet the great people of Kitui. The meeting is adjourned until on notice. The other meeting will be on notice. Thank you so much. The meeting stands adjourned.